John West, Paranormal Park Ranger in The Rainbow Below. HQ Incident File Number 10, Channel Islands National Park. All vessels within 1 mile of Santa Cruz Island have lost propulsion simultaneously. No mechanical failure detected. Marine life actively preventing departure. Possible peril entity? Unknown. Immediate investigation required. Some people think humans are a disease, separate from Earth systems. But we're not. We're integral. And when we forget, that is when things fall apart. Howdy, folks. John West here on assignment in Channel Islands National Park. The park protects one of the most intact coastal ecosystems in the state and really seems like a place that should be left alone. I park my wagon, she's looking fine after a fix following a bust-up with the Bone Beast in Badlands, at the Harbor Marina and meet up with my partner for the case, Reef Ranger Talia Chisholm. She's made for her post here, so detached and unaffecting that it seems like she doesn't even want to exist. She's a good person, though, and she does a good job. She's made for a place that wants to be left alone. I nod and mumble a soft, "Ranger," when we make eye contact. "John," she almost whispers, though warmly. And that's conversation over. We board our ferry and head for Santa Cruz Island, the largest and most visited in the park, home to some of the world's largest sea caves. The ride from the harbor takes about an hour from the mainland and is often pretty choppy. A lot of visitors lose their lunch during the trip, but today it's perfectly calm. Eerily calm. As we approach the island, dolphins join us, which isn't abnormal, but today they're not playing or showing off. It seems instead like they're acting officially somehow, like they're on business we're supposed to know about. The shoreline of Santa Cruz Island becomes visible soon enough. Rocky cliffs, small coves, and no developed harbor like on the mainland. And the closer we get, the calmer the ocean becomes, until it's perfectly still. And all throughout the perfectly still water offshore, dozens and dozens of watercraft are sitting motionless. As the ferry drifts towards the simple pier at Scorpion Anchorage, one of the stranded boaters calls out, "Hey, park police, what's going on, man?" I look to Talia, who's hiding from the questioning. "Just doing our jobs," I call back. A bunch of the other boaters are listening in, desperate for answers. "How are you going to get us out of here, man?" the boater, who looks like a parrot head misplaced from South Florida, hollers. "That's what we're here to figure out," I answered. "There's nothing to figure out. It's the rainbow, man. It's the rainbow," the sun-baked sailor shouts. "You gotta restore the rainbow." What is he talking about, I wonder? "Sure, we'll look into it," I tell him. Then I join Talia where she's hiding inside. "Hey, Talia," I asked her quietly, "do you know anything about a rainbow?" "It's the rainbow below," Talia explains. "The most beautiful colors are produced in the waters around these islands, but lately they've gone missing. Usually there is a symbiosis between the dolphins, the kelp, the coral, renewing and sustaining everything. The harmony makes the rainbow, but it's broken. I haven't been able to figure out why." "What do you think is disrupting it?" I ask, trying so hard to be passive that I yawn. "It's got to be human activity," Talia answers. "We don't belong here. Only nature. I'm sure we're the problem." I think to myself, she's probably right. I certainly feel like I don't belong here. The ferry docks along a simple pier at Scorpion Anchorage. As we step off, I hear the crew complaining that the engine has failed. Please, please, I think to myself, tell me I'm not going to be trapped here too long. I just want to help Talia do whatever she thinks is right and get back to the mainland. The ranger quarters near Scorpion Anchorage are basic, functional buildings, single-story, wood-sided, and weathered by salt, air, and wind. Utilities are limited and water is conserved carefully. It's quiet, but the constant hum of wind provides a background of white noise that makes you want to nap. Inside a work shed, Talia has parts of HQ gear strewn over a table. I've been trying everything to get a read on the situation, she tells me, rewiring the machines to try and find what I'm missing. I didn't know you had tech clearance, I say to her. Well, she says as she tries to hide a coy smile, I don't exactly, but I like to tinker to see what else the tech might do. There's parascience employed in HQ devices that I certainly don't understand, and I doubt they really do either. The gear is insanely powerful. Isn't that pretty dangerous, Talia? I suggest. HQ tech is reliably unstable. It's fine, she says dismissively. I'm not going to argue. All right, well, I say, struggling to remain calm as I stare at the nuclear phantasm boar she's been toying with. Let's maybe just go back outside. Back on the beach, I watch as more boats drift towards the island. When do they start showing up? I ask Talia. 5 days ago, she answers. On the solstice. Any theories on why? I ask. Nothing solid, Talia answers. But during observation, I've seen the dolphins moving in arcs, shepherding the boats to where they're sitting like they did our ferry. And the kelp has been forming corridors. The reef, it's pulsing. I've never seen anything like this. It's like they're all creating the conditions for something specific, but then they're also bringing all these humans here. I cannot understand it. Pretty bizarre, I say. Have you dived yet to investigate? No, John, she says. I really don't like to interfere with the environment. Yeah, isn't that our... don't you think we could get some real-world intel if we dove, though? I ask as nonchalantly as possible. Talia sighs. Fine, but only very briefly, she says. And you can't touch anything. Sure, I tell her, like a ghost. We take the plunge and start our exploration slowly through the green, particulate water just offshore, staying close without needing to signal. Kelp rises in long, vertical strands from the rocky reef, brushing our tanks as each breath echoes loudly through our regulators. I check my gauge, tap Talia's arm, and then we angle forward as the light thins. The barely perceptible current shifts now from a sideways push to a steady pull. Ahead, a wide, low opening cuts into the rock, a sea cave. We adjust our buoyancy and glide toward it, slipping past the last of the kelp as the water cools and the sound of our breathing seems to press closer around us. Inside the cave, the walls climb steep and slick, and the passage narrows before opening into a hollow chamber where dim light filters down from above. We ascend slowly and break the surface together, regulators out, masks pushed up, floating in the quiet echo of the cave. The air is cool, metallic with salt and stone, and for a moment neither of us speaks. It's so beautiful, I finally whisper. What a great dive! We shouldn't be here, Talia counters. All right, Talia. I'm sure this is an alignment issue, she continues. I'm going to run a fractal charter. The cave could enhance the results. She works her HQ device as I warm my wetsuit. Strange, she tells me after the device is finished. What's that? I ask. The model the charter produced contains nested environmental cycles and repeating convergence. Incredible. The ecosystem must exist as a separate entity. The system itself is an entity? I repeat, struggling to understand. Up and down the fractals of existence, there are patterns that repeat with such regularity that they can be said to operate as individuals, Talia explains, with agency. My brain struggles to string those words together. Oh, I say. And this system is sick, Talia continues. For some reason, it's broken. So how does that all tie into the boats being stranded? I ask. Can we try and talk to the system? Of course. This is where I hate when HQ brings in outsiders. You want to wrench the system into alignment, don't you? Talia huffs. It's the height of ego. I just want to solve the case, Talia, I tell her. It's our job. You can go ahead and try, John, but I don't think it'll work, Talia says as she pulls her mask back over her face. Well, it's better than doing nothing, I insist. Upset, we slip back beneath the surface, but something's changed. I can't put my finger on what at first. The water looks the same, green, particulate, softly lit, but the kelp is leaning, all of it, in the same direction. I slow instinctively and feel the current pushing again, steering us. Talia must notice it too. She turns in place and her posture tightens. A pair of dolphins appear out of the haze, gliding in from our flank. They aren't playful, they aren't even curious. They just hold position off our shoulders and match our speed exactly. Makes me nervous, like Sheriff Patrol is following me or something. I try to angle away, kicking toward open water, but one of the dolphins slips ahead, cutting me off. The nerve. And the other one drifts closer, staring me down like I did something I should feel bad about. I give them the, "What is it?" with my hands, but they scoff. Meanwhile, the kelp is thickening, the long strands weaving into a loose wall that narrows the space we just came through. The light dims as the canopy tightens overhead. I feel my breathing start to climb. Talia looks at me as if to say, "Don't fight it," but I'm not sure passivity is the answer. We're being funneled now, pushed along a corridor of living green. Fish move in synchronized lines along the edges, flashing and turning in perfect unison, reinforcing the boundary. I struggle to break out of the constricting pattern, but the water won't let me. What does it want? I wonder desperately. What are we not seeing? The dolphins close in now, demanding an answer to the question I don't understand, and the kelp tightens, trying to wring something from us we just don't have or know how to give. It's dark, and I'm seriously worried we might not escape. Before anguish steals my reason, for some reason, the choke is released. A clear path to the surface is revealed, and I take it. "What the hell was that?" I gasp as I struggle to catch my breath above water. "They were trying to tell us something," Talia answers. "No shit," I scoff. "How would that work exactly without words?" "You don't get it, John," Talia sighs. "I sure don't," I think to myself. I can't wait to leave. We head back to the ranger station with nary a word between us. Since we've been gone, at least 100 more boats have shown up. There's now a defined ring of stalled craft around the whole island, and tempers are flaring. No one's in any real peril, but the stranded boaters are hungry and confused and just want to move on. Sane. Talia and I head to the privacy of Smuggler's Cove to try my solution, to attempt to talk to whatever is collecting the boats. Though I don't think I've ever communicated with the system before, I'm not sure it's possible. As I fire up my Spectrola and a mini conjurer, Talia fumes. She's very mad at me, but refuses to say anything. "Talking isn't invasive, Talia," I tell her. Her silence speaks multitudes. After a few minutes spinning my knobs alone, I get a response from the other side. "Out of sync. Must." And then the signal collapses. Talia frowns as if to say, "I could have told you so." I try again, boosting my signal, and there's a second response. "Late. Wrong. Matt." And then it collapses again. "Dang it," I exclaim. "Why isn't it working?" "I'm sorry, John," Talia says. I can tell she means it. "She's not mean," I just wish I could leave her alone. I can't figure it out either. I've been going over and over the fractal report, she says, opening up a bit. There's something that doesn't make sense, a hole in the pattern, but I don't know how it could be mended. Maybe we've got to plug it, I suggest. Talia rolls her eyes. John, before you go shoving your solutions into things, she says, I want to run another test. We have to go back to the cave. Great. We're joined by some even pushier dolphins on our second dive. They really seem to want us to follow them to the point where it's annoying, and we have to fight through a wall of thick kelp that definitely wasn't there before. What a drag. I just want to reconfigure the old system and leave this place be. I wait patiently in the little sea cave as Talia runs her machine again. Still, she says, the pattern is incomplete in the same place. Where, though? I ask. Follow me, she says with sad resignation, obviously torn between doing her job and her desire to never impact anything, ever. It's back down into the depths, and we push our way through another kelp forest to make it into a new sea cave, this one much bigger than the first. We climb up onto its small, gravelly beach and take off our masks. What's here? I ask. The chamber echoes. I don't know, Talia answers. Nothing, it would seem. The hole in the system. I can't see anything, I say. You can't see what's missing, John, Talia tells me. But I have an idea. She starts unscrewing the back panel on her fractal charter. What are you doing? I ask. Like I said, we're never supposed to mess with HQ gear. It's unstable, and the results could be disastrous. I think, she hums as she fingers the wires inside, if this were crossed to here... Talia, I warn her, we're really not supposed to do that. She ignores me, working nimbly until... I feel it in my heart, something electrifying, and then... Zap! We're transported. Now the world has changed. We're back underwater, but the water appears fabric-like. And the coral is stitched, unmoving. The kelp is simplified too, with delayed motion, and the dolphins appear cartoonishly soft, like they're made of felt, and overly expressive. It's a puppet show. All right, just what the hell is going on, I demand. Made for you, one of the dolphins says in a squeaky approximation of a human voice. Are you seeing this? I ask Talia, doubting my sanity. Aren't we Muppets? She asks. So you can understand, the dolphin tells us. Oh, okay, I've experienced something like this before. They created this space in a way we'd understand so that they can communicate with us. I look around at the childish display and ask, is this really what you think of our intelligence? Yes, the dolphins answer. I guess I'm not surprised. Now the corals and kelp join in with the dolphins, like some sort of Robert Altman movie, all talking at the same time. Missed the sync. Not listening. Humans missing. Out of sync. I am at a loss for words. Thankfully, Talia finally speaks up, asking, is it that all of this is already connected, except for us? The dolphins eek excitedly and clap their fins. Humans think too much. No space to hear. What's missing? Talia gasps. Need to think. Humans important, the ocean tells us. What do we need to do? Talia asks. To rejoin the conversation. You need tech now to hear. This is your evolution. This is your way, the dolphin tells us. I get it. Humanity grew up but forgot the first language we ever learned. We vibe for a few seconds as the realization settles, flowing together, and then we're told, sync complete, system restored, next sync 7,000 years. You lead now. I feel another pulse in my heart, and then we're booted from the weird puppet council and find ourselves back in the sea cave. Holy cannoli! I cry. Did it work? Talia quickly runs a new scan. The hole is gone, she confirms. The pattern is complete. Humans were what was missing, not interfering. I can tell this is a hard revelation for Talia. It's never easy when our understanding is upended, so I just keep quiet and let her process things. When we leave the cave and head back to the island, I see the rainbow below for the first time. Its vibrant color moves like a fantasia through the water, not reflecting but passing through everything and threading between the stranded boats, the kelp, the reef. It's so beautiful. By the time we make it back to the beach, the currents have resumed, the dolphins have dispersed, the kelp has relaxed, and the stranded edges have come back to life. Amazing! I can't help but exclaim. Oops, I think. I hope I didn't upset Talia. But she actually takes my hand. Really? It is amazing, John, she agrees. We aren't the problem, separate like a disease, no. We're the solution. She smiles and I smile back, and it feels wonderful. Maybe the systems here on Earth used to operate without humans, but we've grown way too big for that now. We're not a flaw, we're integral. We have to take our seat at the table. But I've got to get back to the mainland, folks. Until next time, John West, Paranormal Park Ranger, has got you covered.